Welcome to William Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, the tyrannical turd who became the consul of life, aka Emperor of Rome. So let us get this started with right now. Alright, Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. Here, this is a review. I will be talking about all the themes and some of the symbols and some of the motives. I'm not going to talk about all the themes. I'm going to talk about some of the themes too of Julius Caesar. So let us get this started with right now. Now, Julius Caesar himself has stated that he himself had a rags to riches story. Not a lot of people actually know all this, but we only know about this because of archaeology and the fact that we, the people of the world, citizens of the world, and not just the United States of America, of the world, I am a citizen of Korea, would go ahead and learn something from him. Julius Caesar might be a hungry power person. In fact, there are still some people in this world who influence local politics in their own respective countries in the same way Julius Caesar did. One of the most notable ones coming from the West, the far West. I'm not gonna name names because that might get me cancelled. But if you know who I'm going to be talking about, then please tell me in the comments below. So, the tyrannical turd. Julius Caesar is a tyrannical turd. He was able to go ahead and eclipse a monopoly on power over pretty much everything in the Roman Empire. Consuls and big shot billionaires in the Roman Empire were the people who were above the law. They could just do anything they wanted, any crime they wanted, and get away with it. No matter how silly, no matter how big, and no matter how dangerous or influential those things may be. So, what does this have to do with us? This means that for us, Julius Caesar was great, was Machiavellian-like in getting his power. He was able to conquer territories and gain the support of pretty much every person in the world, which went ahead and let him be able to go up and up and up in his society. He still needed allies to go ahead and have the monetary values and all the other things, the actual things to go ahead and keep things up, but he wasn't able to go ahead and keep his power for one reason, because everyone around him were jealous of him. And he wasn't able to make sure that all the people around him, not even his best friend, had great morals. So, what do we learn from this tyrannical turd? From this tyrannical turd, we learn about ambition. Ambition more specifically being the fact that we have someone going ahead and having a very, very high ambition, high goals, and high expectations. What do we get from that kind of person? We get absolutely everything. He takes everything. He's able to go ahead and control everything. And he's able to go ahead and do lots and lots of things. Anything he wants, essentially, too. But people don't want one person to be able to do anything that they absolutely want. So that concept wouldn't actually be practiced until like several centuries. Like by several, I mean a millennia and several centuries later. In the end, it worked. Julius Caesar was able to conquer his power and make himself unpopular over everyone. But what does the play Julius Caesar exactly teach us? It teaches us that you should probably start listening to people. The people's voices are usually the most influential and usually the one that supports the majority opinion. The majority is the most influential, especially in the cases where whoever goes ahead and does stuff, and whoever goes ahead and thinks of stuff will be the one who does it. And we all know what happened to Julius Caesar. He was stabbed by all of his closest advisors and his best friend. His best friend being the one who put the finishing blow on him. And because of that, Julius Caesar teaches us the fact that we have to go ahead and look behind this, or at least keep one eye open at all times. Meaning because when you close one eye, you are endangering yourself towards the fact that not everyone in this world is going to go ahead and like you. You are created, everyone is created in this world to be hated. If you have something that someone doesn't have, that person will want it. If you have something, but you want something even better, and once you're given that something, you will want something even better. We humans are greedy and we want everything that is offered to us in our lives. We will get everything that we want, and if we don't get what we want, we usually throw temper tantrums or do something until we actually get it. Either like saving up for it or asking our parents politely every day until they are so annoying that they just buy it for us. Ambition is certainly very dangerous, but having somewhat of an ambition is also very important. Once you have an ambition, it's impossible to not be able to do nothing about it. Julius Caesar had several ambitions, and because of that, he was able to go ahead and learn everything in this world. He was able to go ahead and start trusting people to get himself up into the world. But trusting those people was probably the biggest mistake Julius Caesar did. You have to go ahead and assume that no one can be trusted in this games of powers and politics, because in the game of powers and politics, weakness is equal to weakness, and weakness is equal to opportunities towards others. You certainly do not want that in this situation. But that's the end of Julius Caesar. That's what we all get. In the end, Shakespeare himself has created another amazing play, one that went ahead and created several creations, one that went ahead and created a world and showed us a world where trust is broken just as easily as they were made. You can betray someone as easily as you trust them. Sometimes the first person you can rely on is also the worst person you can rely on. But if it's the same person, you have to make do, because life isn't fair, and you always have to do stuff that you cannot plan on doing. This tyrannical turd, he is incredibly fragile. Once you're up in those powers, there will be people who will try to dethrone you. If they fail, they will make you look more like a hero. But if they do succeed, they will mourn for you, and they will criticize that person too. We've seen that happen in today's world as well too. Julius Caesar is still relevant and somehow accurate representation of what's still happening today. When someone was being elected, and when he went on a campaign speech, he was having a very dangerous kind of powerful policy too. And he was being offered that policy, and he was having great chances to even have a good chance at getting that political office. But then someone decided that he wanted that chance to be negative at least, or at least zero. So he got a gun and tried to shoot the guy from far away, but ended up missing and grazing his ear, and then, well, giving up and suiciding, and then making the person who he wanted to dethrone look more like a hero and increase his chances instead. So that's the end of Julius Caesar. In the end, we learn nothing. In the end, we learn to go ahead and be careful. And we have a lesson of a blueprint of what happened in the past, or what allegedly happened in the past, and what we can do to solve it. We definitely should not go ahead and go out on all-out rebellion. Otherwise, no one will survive. Just as the Roman Empire fell because of this, just as we could fall if we did what the Romans did. Fight amongst each other. So that's it. That's what you learn from Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. What do I learn from all this? I just literally told you about it. This is as relevant to my life than it is to yours. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Hunter and Sean. And so until next time, 希望好 peace. Bye bye.